Hi, my name's Patrick, and I'm just going to give you a quick introduction to the video. It's obviously about installing the Colights onto the BMW F750gs. I purchased this bike probably about 5 or 6 weeks ago after having a 800 MT CF moto. And my reason for installing the lights, basically just underwhelmed with the lack of light from the stock headlight, and the idea of having the DRL driving lights on all the time was appealing. So yeah, the cost for me, Aussie dollars, DDF Pro lights, $207. Denali light mount, that was almost as expensive at 176. Posi tap connectors, $20. Zip ties, $15. Total around $418. Um, I did consider going for lights and using the CAN bus Hex Easy Can or a similar device, but that would have been an additional around about another $400. So yeah, starting to get quite pricey. So it's not cheap, but I guess this 420 or so is affordable. Um, the cons of this approach, the only cons that I really talk about is that with this kit that you get, it's basically got those chunky plugs on the end, the connector plugs, and with that thickness, it does make it difficult to route them or find a spot or a gap to route them through easily. And also the length of the wires was a bit lacking, which I talk about where I show the installation. Um, yeah, so it in regards to um, you know using a hex easy can in the future, it is possible, but since each light has basically got 3 circuits, the DRL, the low and the high, yeah, it would be a bit of work. You'd have to chop them off and then yeah, create new plugs and all that. So it starts to get a bit complicated, and this was my first line install, so I didn't really know what I was doing for a while, and trying to understand all the different types of lights you can get in different connectors. So anyway, hope this is helpful. Put any questions down the bottom, and I'll answer them. Thank you. All right. So I'll try to walk through what I've done to install the Colight DDF Pro. I think that's it. To my F750gs. So I'll start with the lights where they're mounted. I bought the Denali light bar mount because I liked the position, and I don't have any crash bars. So to start with, I've got the module mounted back here. So you've got the this one here is the that's the cable to the battery, and with the fuse in it. So that's it running down there. Positive, negative, fuse. I've bundled it up. I'm not using the horn and the flasher lines. I just bundled them up with a bit of tape and stuffed them into there. This is the wire to the accessories right here. I use a posi tap. Now this just comes out. I'm not sure if people know that, but this here will just, I think if you push these in, there we go. That's basically a fuse. Not sure what the other 10 amp is, but that's basically, so it makes it easy if you just basically pull this out. Just use a posi tap. That was brilliant. I highly recommend that, to tap into it. Now the issue that I had, I faced, was with these connectors. If you see the size of these connectors, which are on basically each end of these cables, one at here and then one where the lights connect. they're quite chunky, so they're difficult to get through little gaps. So this is why I've run it through down the right side of the bike, and also there's more gap here as well, whereas over here you don't have much gap, so that's why I ran it this way. Under here, so in this here I've got a bundle of the 2 light wires and the switch. Took that panel that's zip tied in here behind that on the frame there. Now I've got one of those sticky mounts, and I've zip tied it in behind there. Under here, under the engine mount, now I have zip tied it onto I think it's a water line of some kind. And then up here, and then I used a bit of plastic tubing to basically pull those wires out through, basically under near the headstock here, I guess. Now I know that some people did pull these panels apart or to the side and run the wires over the tank, excuse me. But basically the issue I had was I didn't have enough length in these wires, so if I ran it across the tank here, also looked a bit naff if you basically had those wires coming down over here. So yeah, but I didn't have enough length by the time I ran it through here and tried to zip tie it onto stuff. I didn't have quite enough length, so that's I guess the limitation, or depending on where you're mounting the module in your bike, of course. But that's what I did. So before I show you where the lights, how that's hooked up, that's the switch here. If I come in under here, the lights, use those sticky mounts with a zip tie up under there. That's the I'll just try that. That's the Denali light mount there, and that's the other one. And yeah, and that's it really. Most of the work is figuring out where to put things, and I'll just show how that looks. Now that's on, because it's wired into the accessory. As soon as you power the bike up, the lights come on, which is what I wanted. And then if you tap that one, that'll do the lay beam. That is the lay beam. And then if I do second short tap is high and low. And then if you want to turn them off, back to the running light, you just press that little lightning bolt, I guess. Anyway, so that's been my installation. Yeah, most of the work is trying to figure out where you're going to run your wires, and depending on your kit, you might be able to run it in different spots, but that's good enough for me. I know it's probably having wires hanging out and on a zip tie looks a bit naff, but so be it. If it really bothers me, maybe I'll change it. Anyway, hope that's helpful. Motorbike DRL. Colight low beam. Colight low and high beam. Plus low beam. Plus high beam.